everybody. Happy Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Mike Viola, for those of you that are joining me by accident or just curious because you like the graphic. The graphic is a kind of an Adult Swim rendering of the cover to this album. This is called Falling Into Place, and that's me from the 90s. A record I made, and this is the featured album of the month of January, and for the month of January, and I'll just get right into that. That song, One Too Many Girls, is off of Ghoul, and that was written for an Archie's musical that I think they're still trying to make. But okay, here's one from Falling Into Place, and it's okay. Here we go. Can we do anything right? I get so high, 'cause I'm tired of the middle. All I need is a push. It drags me down to a whole nother level. You get lost in your heart of mirrors. I can't sleep at all. I'm walking into walls. You are always on my mind. I'm always someplace else. Can we do anything right? You want me back for that third act redemption. All I need is a push. It won't hurt me, it might sting you a little. When I crash through your heart of mirrors, you can't sleep at all. I'm walking through the walls. You are always on my mind. I'm always someplace else. Can't we do anything right? I can't go on. I can't go anywhere. I can't go on. I can't go anywhere. I can't go on. I can't go on. You are always on my mind. I'm always someplace else. Can't we do anything right? Can't we do anything right? All right. Can't we do anything right? That was that's funny because that song went through a bunch of different versions before I got to that. I got to this version when on the record when Mike Levesque started playing drums with me, and he was really good at just digging into a groove that I would never think of because I'm not a drummer, and a lot of mistakes sometimes that songwriters can make is they can have a preconception of what the groove is or where the vocal really is supposed to land. And Mike Levesque was one of those drummers that really, he is one of those drummers who really knows where the vocal's going to land, and he kind of pushes you as a drummer. It's a tricky thing to, you can't teach that, definitely can't teach that, and it's a natural thing. So, but I wanted to talk a little teeny bit about, I've only played 2 songs so far, and now I'm on the jibbity jab, but just a little bit, because this book here is basically, it's my, not a journal, it's like a workbook of December 1998 when I made Falling Into Place, the album of the month, featured album of the month. Yeah, so it's like our schedule and stuff, and then like here's the songs with like my notes in lyrics and all the different variations on the lyrics, and I kept notes like this because it's pre-computers, and I was like gotta it's just, these are all just different versions of things, and these are charts to songs. These are the This is the chart I wrote out for Garth Hudson for Too Much Going On. That he just took the first. He called it a figure. He was right. I mean, but I guess I only wrote this one thing out, and then he killed it. Oh my God, he played organ on that record. Anyway, and here's here's Can't We Do Anything Right, and this is the chart for the strings. Very minimal, but this is like just sort of, and then this is the full orchestra chart. So this is kind of a sketch, and then you move it to that. So moving on to the next song I wanted to do was I played a little bit of this last week, and a few people emailed me. They got really excited about how this sounded and just a snippet form. And it's the song "Killing Floor," and it's an interesting song for me because I didn't even know that there was a Hendrix song called "Killing Floor," and that he was, I think, covering an old blues song called "Killing Floor," probably, right? But maybe not. But anyway, I didn't know. I was reading this book by Sue Cole, and I think it was called Dead Meat or something. I'll remember next week. I'll tell you what it is. But I wasn't a vegetarian, but I was really into the whole idea of mechanized killing, And at that time, I was really let down by some things in my life, and I sort of directed this song at Todd Folsham, who he's totally my best friend and great guy, but it was like getting angry, because he left the band. He left me to kind of figure it out myself. But anyway, there's so many different versions that just get. It's like I talk about my style of writing that's like origami lyrics, So it starts off pretty direct, and then by the by the time it gets to here, it's like totally buried in metaphor and wordplay, which where it belongs. That's where all that stuff belongs anyway, I think. And here's the chart to Killing Floor, and just wanted to show it. I mean, I'm not gonna do this every week. I don't have this for every record, but this particular album, like that says 199. So we did strings in '99. But I had gone and I'd studied how to orchestrate because I was just wanted to know, and I did this all like just right out of just learning it and by ear. But I remember I had Pete copy this into this form, so this is like allocates the parts. And anyway, he made a mistake and he made a C sharp, C natural. He forgot to put the little number sign next to the C, and I was sitting there at the Hit Factory with George Calandrelli, who orchestrated. Didn't orchestrate. He conducted, and he contracted the session. And he did Woodface for Crowded House, and that's how I found him. And he's good friends with Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett's son was my manager. So that's how that happened. And I'm sitting here with George, and that note was wrong. But if you understand, like, the difference between a C and a C sharp is this. Here's a C. Here's a C sharp. So in the A, for an A chord, it makes it, the C sharp makes it a major, the C makes it a minor. So it was a big mistake. I don't blame Pete. It's probably me. But it was really embarrassing in front of all those very highly paid string players. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. I didn't know it was that note, but it was that note. But we ended up keeping it. We kept that mistake. It was a happy mistake. Here we go. they're all looking, they're all laughing. Once they've started, nothing can stop them. Come on, get it on the killing floor. Come on, get it on the killing. She failed, didn't I, Jonah? Oh, soak your nails in ambrosia. Cut the lines at White Castle in a naked struggle for survival. Everybody's falling around me. Do you have something you want to tell me? Do not run with that look in your belly. Killing Floor. There's a lot of Herman Melville, not to sound like all booky on you, but there's lots of Herman Melville. There's a lot of Moby Dick, in particular, imagery in that song, in Falling Into Place. And I was gonna weave it into the whole album, but I don't know what I was thinking. I don't. You know, it's all right. It's not great. All right. So, what else can I tell you about Killing Floor? That used to be called Bash It Off the Road, and I tapped into this a little bit last week, that too much going on, but I don't have to repeat myself. You just should have been there last week. Copy. Yeah. Oh, there's also this whole idea. Okay, so this theme might sound familiar to you. Well, I got the idea of that, like, this is called pedaling, when you just keep the low note, and you change the high notes, like... Okay, I got this idea from "You're Just Too Good to Be True, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," right? Doesn't it sound like that? And then from that, I was really into The Deer Hunter, and there was this whole like bromance in that movie that was shattered. I think we've probably all seen that movie a couple times, but you know, I don't know. And there was this bromance between me and Todd. And it was shattered, and so I related to that movie. So there's some of the Deer Hunter, some of Cavatina built into the record too. Again, I don't mean to sound so like deconstructive, but I thought it would be fun for some people to know a little bit about the I don't know, it's like, why do any of this stuff? Like, why? I understand. I work with artists now that are young and hungry, and they get these. When I say hungry, I mean like they want success, and I never really had that, and I've been thinking. I talked about that a little bit last week. I've been thinking about it a lot lately because this Stage It show is because I have to do it every week, and I want the material, even though it's old, I want it to be fresh. I don't want to just plow through. I want to like really get into these songs. Yeah, it's been one of those things like I've really been thinking about that whole like, I'm not talking about effort. Like, I was never a slacker. Like, even though the mark of my generation is X, I don't consider myself lazy or someone who drags his feet or procrastinates. That's just not me. But back then especially, I had this aversion to being likable. Not if I met you in a bar or, you came to me backstage. I've known maybe some of you since then. But like Mitchell Froom, who was going to produce this record, actually my first record, I have become friends with him recently through Tracy Bonham, and just through being out in LA and like, oh gee, there you are. And he told me, he's like, you were just a different person. It's like, you know what, you're a completely different person now. I think we all are, we all grow, but I had a lot of anger in me. So I don't know, it's a very negative record, and it's been hard the past couple of weeks playing these songs and owning these songs and playing them through the house. And my daughter's looking at me like, whoa. So anyway, let's move on to more music. I'll switch to the keyboard. It's getting dark in my studio here. The sun is setting in LA. Hope this is all good. Okay. I'll spend a little time over here now. I should be, and as some of you know, because I said it last week, I cover up the feed so I can't see what you're saying. It's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just I felt like this Stage It show would really serve me and anyone watching better. It looks like it's snowing, but it's not. It's not snowing. It looks kind of cool out there, though. I felt like the Stage It show would serve the whole thing better if I just kind of did it as like a podcast. And then, so anyway, we'll see how this works. I was taking my time with you, 'cause I knew it was gonna last. Suddenly, out of nowhere, you said we're moving way too fast. You can't hold on. So where did we go wrong? Searching for the right words that you knew you didn't have. It's right there at the tip of your tongue. Yet every time you open up your mouth, it climbs right back into yourself. If I could break your heart just to see what you're made of and what you're afraid of, I would break your heart just to see what you've done, just keeping us apart. You thought you were escaping, but you ran back into me. And now I'm falling over myself. Why, baby, you're the only one I need. You're always here, just out of reach. If I could break your heart just to see what you're made of and what you're afraid of, I would break your heart just to see what's inside you, keeping us apart. It's keeping us apart. Oh, 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 oh. When nothing seems to be going your way, you just leave it all behind. You never had that much to say, so I hang on to every word like it's a glue. Piece by piece I'll rebuild you. If I could break your heart just to see what you're made of and what you're afraid of, I would break your heart just to see what's inside you, keeping us apart. Oh, just to see what's inside you, keeping us apart. So, yeah, Break Your Heart was actually written on the Wurlitzer, and I bought this Wurlitzer like the day I bought this Wurlitzer, and I remember I got it for $700, and my friends were like, "Dude, you got ripped off," but I've had it ever since. I've written tons of songs on it, and it's worth 3 times that now. So you know what? That's the thing about vintage gear. All you wives listening that are skeptical of your husbands or the opposite way, or skeptical of some equipment purchases, I'm telling you, this stuff is, it just appreciates. That's all. And you just got to take care of it. Like, for instance, this guitar is, I bought this guitar from Paul Coldery, who's a producer. He did Radiohead, Pixies, and I bought this off him, and he bought it from the rhythm guitar player in Boston, the band. Check it out. I mean, it's amazing. I cannot afford this guitar, but I was like, God damn it, I need this guitar, and I paid too much for it, but it's already appreciated. It's got a big gouge in the back, but my friend Paul Armstrong from Medford, Mass, he went to Mr. Music in Alston and to look at it for me, and he said, if you don't buy it, I'm buying it. And if you buy it and you don't like it, you can sell it to me, and I'll pay too much for it. So, all right, here's another one. Tried to get away, but I caught him. Threw my baby in the bathwater. Had to pour myself a cool drink and slip back into the pink. He was playing against the sunrise when a fire started behind my eyes. Everything I loved before that day melted away. There's a secret place I remember where the angels sneak out of heaven and they giggle like kids at the emptiness that we all learn to forget. So it's time I taught him a lesson. He's a dreamy boy and he never listens to a word that I say. Not a word I say. Cherubino ended up on Let's Get Serious, which was an EP that came before Falling Into Place. It was basically just something to put out there while I was on tour with the Bare Naked Ladies, and they wanted me to have something to give away. I wasn't even selling stuff, just giving stuff away. It was fresh. No one knew who I was, but yeah, it didn't make the record because God, I don't know why. There were too many more other angry songs. Like why have a little children's tune? That's a weird song, Cherubino, isn't it? But yeah, it's sort of I don't really know what that song's about. I was listening to what Cherubino's from, Don Giovanni, I think. I know this all sounds highfalutin. It's highfalutin music. It's not. It's just a guy from the suburbs. You know, this is me. You know, this is me and my suburban thing. You know, from the suburbs, moving into the city and feeling completely threatened by education. I didn't go to school, and I felt, you know, college. I just felt threatened by smarty pants people, and I was like, fuck, I better I just read all these. I read all the big books that even people that, you know, around me that were educated didn't read because I was just so insecure. Lost my Boston accent. All that stuff happens to young men. You know, if you read Charles Dickens, it's right there. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about this. So, next month, I only have one more day. This is today, and oh, sorry, there's 2 more after this. Then I'll be done with Falling Into Place. And then next month's going to be Hang on Mike. So I just wanted to announce that. I'll make a proper video with Todd Stanton's help, of course. And I'll make a proper announcement that way. But I just want to let you guys know, next month will be Hang on Mike. And so that's that. Next week, actually, I'm not going to talk as much. I'm going to do more music. I swear, by the end of the year, I'm going to have this thing down. Right? Where's my list of songs, though? Here's some. Okay. Weird. I feel like... Sorry, guys. So I did that one, did that one, did that one, did that one, did that one. Oh, I didn't do this one, though. This one's fun. Okay. Wrong words. That song's fun to sing. I wrote that song right after I met Audrey. And can you imagine, like, meeting a guy, you know, angry 28-year-old dude whose wife just died? Can you imagine? Jesus Christ. And I'm walking around like, these are the songs I'm writing. We were in Fire Island. I remember I was with Wendy, my friend Corey, Audrey, my buddy Jack Daniels. And we rented this house on Fire Island, and I remember there was so many mosquitoes. If you've ever been to Fire Island, you know exactly what I mean. It's like the type of roof where, like, the eaves are exposed, so, like, bugs just come in. And we were playing these drinking games, killing mosquitoes. And I was writing this song at the time and reading this Diane Arbus biography, which is, oh my God, brutal and beautiful. I recommend that to all of you. Diane Arbus biography. And I was reading it, and one of the lines in it was her husband said, I tried to warn her, jump or you'll fall. And I was like, awesome line. I tried to warn you. Sometimes I'll do that. Cupid Complained to Venus, that song, which we'll cover when I do that record, but just I'm thinking of it now. That's from a painting at the National Museum in London. It's like when you walk in, it's like the first painting you see. It's so lazy. I was just like, oh, great title. Cupid Complained. It's called Cupid Complained to Venus. So there you go. Songs come from everywhere. That's the thing. That's the thing. You learn, or you just are. You either learn it or you just have it. You feel. You have that like no fear. You're just like, yeah, whatever. Just gonna write a song about anything. Sometimes that works out. Okay. What else can I play for you? Because it's really fun playing. So you know, let's see. I guess maybe I'll chat a little bit. Right? I don't know. I'll chat a little bit and see. I have like 15 minutes left. It says, oops, I'm going to get in contact with him. Okay, what's going on? Oh, is something wrong? Is something wrong with everything? Is stage it bad? Nothing is wrong, nothing is wrong. It's great, says album notes. Got a new listener, yay, chat with us. Hi, Mike. Hi, Jeff Callis. He's a really great writer from San Francisco. No, it's great, says Corn Pop. Great show tonight. This is just, you can write a song about anything. Everything is good, fine, and good. Thanks. I'm closing up again. I go crazy when I read people's things. Todd says it's great tonight. Yeah, that's a funny thing about me. You should play Killing Floor always. Thanks, Lise. You are welcome. Superb. Thanks, guys. No, you're welcome. So, I'll just shut this, but I'll play more, okay? Just because her cheeks are flush, her body didn't pink, she thinks she's enough. Just because she walks in a dream, she hasn't slept a wink, she thinks Malibu. Alright. I hope everybody got Ghoul. If you didn't, and you did the trading cards and all that thing, all that stuff, you should get it. It's probably somewhere for free at iloveenvy.com. Maybe not yet. I don't know. That's on Ghoul. You know, it's like a couple of announcements. Blue and I are talking about doing a major labels vinyl release with 2 new tracks. We're planning on going into the studio. We don't know yet. We had a date sort of worked out, but then it fell through for me. But that'll be great. And yeah, I won't go too much into detail with that because, you know, that's the type of thing that could always just not happen. So I'm not going to go too nuts with that. But here's something exciting. Next week, Monday, I'm going to start recording a new album. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to do it a different way. Because I just want to do it a different way. I want to do it like, I want to go in with riffs and structures. I've never done it this way. Because there's a million different ways to skin a cat. At least 6. And I've never done it this way. And I'm going to go in with riffs and ideas for like structures. And I'm just going to jam with my friends. Right now, it's the drummer from Rilo Kiley, Jason Bozell, Ryan Adams, and me. It's like a power trio, sort of. And but it's going to be my thing. I don't know what it's going to be. It might actually just end up being a jam that happens for a week, and I never think of any songs to actually go to the jams. But I'm psyched to do it that way. It's like, it's riff-based music, right? So the Beatles are song-based, the Stones are riff-based. That's the difference. Black Sabbath, riff-based. Great songs. I'm not taking anything away from Angie. Come on. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm just saying it's riff-based music. I'm going to try that out. I've never done that. Do some... Whoa. Curfew. I just got warned. Let's see what you guys are saying now. What about DEF CON? Yeah, DEF CON. I wonder if there's any type of mood this album would be happening. The mood... Thanks, Double F. Oh, sorry. I'm covering myself. Yeah. Beatles had a lot of riff-based songs. Well, sort of. Sure. But the riffs came after the great songs. I think, like, if you talk about Day Tripper, yeah, you're right. But still, you can play it on guitar. Paperback Writer, sure. Anyway, Double F. The mood of the record. Okay, I'm not going to keep it. I can't really do it. The mood of the record is going to be, I don't know what the mood will be. Hopefully happy. And, you know, something happy. All right. Let me play another song. Let me find my capo. Hold on. Oh, there it is. I've been recording these songs. It's so much fun. When I hold you in my arms, there's no one I'd rather be. All the angels know we're in love. All the devils whisper to me. When I hold you in my arms, I'm gonna bring you a song. If only for an hour or two, maybe we can fool them all. Feel like I'm floating through space. I can't wipe the smile from my face. The world just melts away when I hold you in my arms. When I hold you in my arms, we're like lovers in a black and white movie. An orchestra begins to tune, and bright lights flicker through me. When I hold you in my arms, there's order in the universe. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, here at the end of the second verse. Feel like I'm floating through space. I hold you in my arms. Let's see if I can remember. Here's a riff bass. McCartney song. That's not riff bass at all. It's got a good riff in it. A little story about this is that the way I'm playing it and stuff, Ron Sexsmith and I toured for this album, Falling Into Place. I opened for him. We shared a bus. So we got to share a lot of funny times together. And he shared the story when he was meeting Chris Difford from Squeeze, because Chris does a lot of co-writing. I've actually met with him to co-write, but I never did it. But that's a whole other story. But that was really cool. Actually, let me skip to that one. I'll go back. I met him, and he was dressed in this fucking crazy, awesome suit. It's actually kind of what got me thinking, like, I should wear suits. Like, I showed up looking exactly like this. And he was dressed in a suit. He gave me this sheaf of lyrics, like, you know, like this. He just like, gave me, he's like, here, tell me what you think of these. I went back to my hotel, and there was, like, that song about trains on that record with the monkey on it. I can't remember the name of that record, but there was a bunch of songs that Squeeze ended up doing that but anyway, I didn't write them, but I saw the lyrics. I was like, these are great, but fuck, man, let Glenn Tilbrook write these. Jesus Christ. It's like, oh, I was just wondering and branching out, trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe he was doing a solo album. But Ron went to Chris Difford's house, and Chris Difford lives next to Paul McCartney, one of his houses, and he went over to meet Paul. Anyway, long story short, Paul's, like, the first thing Paul did was said, play a song for me, Ron, I heard you're great. And Ron's like, oh, I'm not a lefty, so you don't have a lefty guitar. And Paul McCartney said, James left his guitar here, and I guess his son left the guitar there, and he gave the guitar to Ron Sexsmith, and Ron starts going, you know? Anytime, any day, you can hear the people sing that love is blind. I don't know, but I say love is kind. Imagine Ron Sexsmith, right? Which is crazy because McCartney's like, play a song. And fucking Ron plays him a Paul McCartney song. It's so awesome. Soldier boy, so crazy. Kisses girl, leaves behind a tragic world. But he won't mind. He's in love and he says love is kind. Oh, yes indeed we know. So that C chord, McCartney stopped him. I can't believe I'm telling Ron Sexsmith's story, but whatever. He probably has never told it. Maybe he has. Who cares? Paul's like, oh, sorry, it's an A minor 7, not a C. And Ron's like, oh, can you imagine being stopped by Paul McCartney? Ooh, that's an A minor. He's like, oh, yes indeed we know. People will find a way to go no matter what the man said. Right? Love is fine for all we know. For all we know, our love will grow. That's what the man said. So won't you listen to what the man said? And he said, take it away. cap it there so I can talk about, God, that's a good song. I can go down a McCartney, I shouldn't say wormhole, rabbit hole. I shouldn't even say hole. Never put McCartney in a hole next week. Don't do it. I can get lost in his catalog. God, he's the best. But, okay. What else? I just want to tell you the show next week is Saturday. And probably around noon, I'll announce it and everything. But I'm going to do it on Saturday because I'm going to have a busy week. But thank you so much for coming, everybody. I hope you like this new format because this is how it's going to be. I'm really comfortable doing it this way. And I think I play more material and it's hard to engage and then